ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. Y'all better listen up. This sports talking tough. So if you got a cup, go on and raise it up. I'll raise one with you as we talk about the sports. It's raining stats and rumors. Let us give you the report. This is First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of First and 12 Ounces. We literally just been yapping for like the past.
We have nothing to talk about. That's the thing. There's no outline to this tonight. We have nothing to talk about. I thought about that all day today. I was like, what
I got a few shits. I got a couple things to say.
But I was like, what are we going to talk about? The national championship? I mean, that's been beaten to the ground. Good for Ryan Day.
Yeah. Anyways, we've been yapping for probably the past 15 to 16 minutes, and then we were like, we never hit record. We sure probably hit record a long time ago. But hey, we'll get into it. We'll cover what we missed. We've been out, just kind of been, kind of a drought since the national championships, and then I got the flu, so and then Buddha decided to buy some tamales from a gas station, and he had to pay for that. So we've been kind of away for a minute.
Dude.
But we're gonna go ahead and get back into it. I mean, like Buddha said, we're not really going to cover the national championship. It is what it is. Ryan Day's back on third base going into the next season. Now he got a little chip on his shoulder, thinking he's somebody big. But hey, did y'all see the Michigan fan that trolled him in New York still after the national championship? Ran into him.
I know. I saw. I'll tell you what I did see. I saw that he won the national championship, and immediately after, he crashed into a wall in a fucking golf cart. And then he had no idea what to do. Will Howard and all of those guys were trying to play it cool. They're like, and you got to add the clip to this while I'm speaking, because if you don't add it, but like they're trying to play it cool. They're like, oh no, it's all good. Like you didn't see the wall in front of you, whatever. And Ryan just showed his ass right away. Like showed his ass. Can't have anything go not to plan. He's an asshole. You can win as many national championships as you want. Ryan Day is an asshole. He walked into this situation. And then now, and look, like, we're not going to talk about it. No, listen, guys, we're not going to talk about it. But they had like $35 million poured into that program to win a championship this year. Everything's coming out after the fact. They just poured all the money that they had in the city of Ohio. I think they took a quarter of Joe Burrow's contract to fucking pour it into Ohio State this year.
Look, I have
no dead ass. I'm dead ass. I have no issue with that. Pat McAfee allocated part of whatever he gives AJ Hawk into getting Ohio State a national championship this year. And they did it, and it is what it is.
No
they
issue.
Drove right into that wall.
I have no issue. LSU, let's do the same thing. If $35 million allows me to drink beer in pure bliss and win a national title, then let's spend $40 million. I don't care.
That's the thing, but I think this LSU team and the last LSU team and the team before that LSU team could have beat Michigan, but Ryan Day never can.
Well, no, I mean he's got like he literally block. He can't do. He's got the yips. He's got the yips with Michigan.
Yeah, and we'll see if he can get it done this up and coming year when he faces the freshman phenom at quarterback.
We'll and look, see. Like I think this is necessary. I went out of my way to try to make fun of Jack Sawyer for like I think a month and a half. However long it was from the point that he cried about Michigan planting their flag on their field. I posted that video of Jack Sawyer crying about Michigan pointing their flag 37 times between the point that happened and they played Texas. And look, Jack Sawyer gets the last laugh. For now, he's got to go play in the NFL. I don't know where he'll get drafted. I don't know what will happen between then and now. But right now, Jack Sawyer owns me. And that's fair to say. And I want y'all to know this. I'm the first to admit defeat. Every single time I get defeated. Now, I'm the first to admit defeat. So you can't come at me about not being able to take it. Because I'm taking it right now from Jack Sawyer. And look, it is what it is. But the war is never over, Jack.
What about Schottenheimer drafts him to Dallas?
Follow me on TikTok if you want my thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys. Follow me on TikTok. That's the Shoney Jackson Show on TikTok. I've posted a few things there to express my thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys, the organization, their hiring process, their head coach, and that fucking little pussy Stephen Jones.
Dude, the clip
Just
when
know.
they introduce Schottenheimer and everybody's like, yeah, and then they go, and Stephen Jones, and literally there's
Nobody
people like,
clapped. No, Stephen Jones, if you're listening, which you're not, but if anybody related to you, if anybody close ever sees the First and 12-ounce podcast, just know this, brother. April 16th, 1997. That was the worst day of your fucking life. Every single thing that happens to you moving forward, every single bad news clipping, every single time you can't sleep at night, everything that goes wrong in your life, that's because of this fucking guy right here. I'm praying on your downfall. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Everything you've done wrong, I will find out. I will figure it out. If you've done your wife wrong, I'll find out. If you've misguided your children, I will find out. If you have cheated on your taxes, I will find out. And I will make sure to do everything in my power to bring all of it to life and tear you down the way you've torn me down for 27 fucking years.
well,
You nepotist fuck.
hey, at least you have a coach. The Saints are still coachless. We don't have a coach.
Dude, literally, Big Mike said, nah, wait till next year.
Joe Brady, Aaron Glenn, Big Mike, they were all like, I think I'm good on this one. Nah.
The Saints' job is the most clear, like, you're here to get fired for the next guy job
It's the
ever.
worst job in professional sports because it's a horrendous roster, and the GM thinks that they should win a Super Bowl. He thinks he's crafted a Super Bowl roster. So if you could show up and don't win, which nobody will, there ain't a soul. You could bring prime Bill Belichick in, and they wouldn't win with the current roster. He's gonna fire him in 2 years when they go 5-12 and 7-10. He'll fire him.
And that's what all of those coaches' agents are saying, like, give us like a 7-year deal and we'll take it. If not, never mind.
Well, McCarthy's deal was like, I want some roster control, apparently. And they were like, no. Which, like, you'll never get a good coach if you give zero roster control. You've
Yeah,
assembled
you gotta stop letting guys. Yeah, you gotta stop and I think this is a league-wide issue right now with roster control. Like you gotta stop letting guys that fucking struck oil control a roster.
Yeah, we gotta stop letting dorks make fucking roster decisions. Stop letting these fucking nerds who crunch numbers and should be accountants tell me who's a good football player. Like,
Yeah.
bring John Gruden in. Let John Gruden draft a team. Just bring him in and
That's
be like,
what I'm saying.
you're going to build the roster. We'll deal with the money. You tell us who we should bring.
Dude,
Who?
that's why I was good with Gruden with the Cowboys. Like I was pushing Gruden to the Cowboys because like just give me a guy that I know eats, sleeps, and breathes football all day long.
So as of 6 hours ago, it's either the Saints aren't accepting interviews anymore. It's out of Kellen Moore and Mike. Who? Mike
Kafka.
Kafka. Yeah. Okay.
He looks like
Kellen,
if Gru from Despicable Me went on Ozempic.
I
Who's
would.
Mike Kafka?
The Giants offensive coordinator.
Yeah. I would. Kellen Moore is probably the best bet.
The fucking the Giants offensive. This is the most obvious. You're not a real coach. We're hiring you to get through these dog shit years.
No, dude, it's not even to get through the dog shit year. It's because
Dude,
Mickey Loomis, he's like a cuck fetish. Like he
if
wants a
y'all
guy that just says,
listen,
yes, sir. Like that's what he wants. He just wants a guy that shows up and Mickey goes, this is what you do, and the coach goes, yes. So you hire these guys that have no opportunity elsewhere. Dennis Allen, dumbass Dennis Allen. Who else is going to hire him as a head coach? You're his only option. He has to say, Mike Kafka fits that fucking role too. Oh, Well, nobody's going to hire me. I've been the offensive coordinator on the worst fucking offense in NFL history. I guess I should be the coach of the Saints because if not, I'm going to go bag groceries at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Kellen Moore wouldn't be a bad hire in my point of view.
Wouldn't
He's
be
a young. He's got time
If
to
you
develop.
give him a long leash, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like at that point, why don't you just? If y'all are doing anything other than tanking for Arch Manning to make up for what y'all did to his grandpa,
They're gonna draft Jackson Dart at 9 or some shit.
He's gonna make
that
Buddha.
would be cockamamie.
It'll be like, here's Mike Kafka and Jackson Dart. Take it. Here you go. Enjoy this for the next 5 years.
But I mean, from everything that I've seen right here, it looks like Kellen Moore's a front runner.
That tells me there's zero chance of him coming.
Yeah.
He's just playing this out until the Eagles go like, now we need you.
Yeah, and they give him a big check and are like, "Hey, we're gonna keep you another year."
Kellen thought he was going to get the Cowboys job. They
They
didn't.
thought they were getting Joe Brady. They were like, yeah, we got him. And then he was like, I'd rather stay an offensive coordinator in Buffalo, New York.
I don't know what Dallas.
Which is tells you everything.
Like, I'd rather be an OC in Buffalo, New York and get beat by Patrick Mahomes every fucking year.
Let's talk about that. What does Buffalo got to do to get over that hump?
There ain't nothing they can do. They're never going to get over it.
He's Phillip Rivers. Josh Allen is the new age Phillip Rivers. Like,
No, he's the
he's
new
number
fucking
conference.
Jim Kelly.
Good.
Jim Kelly went 0-4 in Super Bowls. He went 0-4 against the Chiefs. They're just a cursed place. It is what it is.
Yeah. At some point, they're not going to make a run at it because they've
They
also
need to
got
start believing in Jesus in upstate New York.
they've got the most wins in the regular season for a team ever in a 4-year period to not make a Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah.
Like every year in December, it's like, well, they're the clear favorite to win the whole thing, and then they can't get by it. One thing I want to touch on too, Twitter blew up with them like, why are they running the tush push? We gotta get over the fucking tush push. Every quarterback sneak is not a tush push. What the Bills
Yeah.
do is not a tush
Thank you.
push. He shuffles
Thank you.
to the left. It's a quarterback sneak where they try to find a soft spot in the line. Like the Eagles are the only team that really do the tush push.
Yeah,
Like we gotta stop going every quarterback sneak is that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for that. It's and Twitter in general, they just run away with this shit, especially in NFL playoff
Bro,
Twitter.
it's
It
all I
is
saw.
every any kind of natural trendy narrative in football in playoff Twitter. Everybody jumps on it like the tush push, and listen, Tony Romo didn't help causes with that. Because every single time it's like this automatic first down, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, this automatic first down. Just tush push this. This is first down, Josh Allen. No doubt, I'm calling that automatic play. Tony Romo's the biggest jackass on the planet Earth to ever speak, to ever walk, to ever play football, to ever do anything. He just stumbles into every situation, gets paid millions of dollars to do it, and he pisses everybody off in the process. He fucking sucks as an announcer. He showed up. He was like, "Oh yeah, I can tell you that they're probably running right here," and they did. And then he got a 14-year contract from CBS, and now we're fucked. We're fucked. We gotta listen to. I don't know, Jim. I think that maybe Josh Allen on the tush push here is the right call to make, and then that's what we're stuck with until Pete's kids graduate college. And
Like,
there ain't no way to get around that.
I mean, also speaking of conference championship weekend, I don't think Jake Daniels left any questions on whether or not he's fucking him or not. Now, everybody on that fucking offense was acting like they were at fucking Logan's Roadhouse throwing peanuts on the ground with the football. I mean, I ain't never seen dudes fumble at the rate these guys were fumbling it. These guys had baby oil in their hands. I mean, every time they touched the fucking ball, they were spiking it on the ground. Every one of them. I mean, Jay Daniels made every play possible, and he's just can I have one guy hold the football?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
Every time he got him back in the game, it would be like when the game went 14-3, I was like, this is done. And he got it to 14-12, and then it was like fumble, 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 fumble. Also, Bullshit fucking, I can't stand the fucking referees. This is the dumbest fucking call I've ever seen in my life. We can award a touchdown. What else? How else would you like a team to try to, and they're doing it intentionally. The only way to stop the ball when it's this far from the goal line is to jump the snap. Is to
Yeah.
be dead on with it. That's an insane rule that you can just, if I was the Commanders, I would have went, we're probably not going to win the game. Make them call that. Let's create
Yeah.
a fucking uproar. Make them
Yeah.
call it. Keep going off sides. Make the referee come out here and go, we're gifting the Eagles a touchdown. Make them say it. That's what I wish they'd have done that. I wish
Well,
Luger would have just
and
been
if
like,
you
come on,
realize, like,
stop again.
the tush push is another version of the bush push, which was illegal at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was illegal my entire life for a reason, because this isn't fucking rugby. And so it's like, you're going to let them play rugby, which, by the way, if you guys don't know this, the rule is on the defensive side of the ball, you can't push players into the line of scrimmage the way they do. You can't line up behind the defensive tackle and push him. Like, if I'm the linebacker, I can't line up behind the defensive tackle and push him forward. That's a flag. But if the offense does it to the quarterback, it's no flag. It's illegal. It was illegal my entire life because it should be illegal. And out
Yeah.
of all the rules in the world that they are changing and making illegal now that used to be legal, or vice versa, that's the last one they should have jumped on and been like, you know what? You can do that now. Because you're already handicapping the defense in every other way compared to the way the rules were my entire life, our entire life. You've handicapped the defense. You've changed all of that and said no more. And then you give the offense another advantage letting them do that. And then they will literally destroy a game by doing a hard count on top of the fact that they know you're trying to jump the snap. It's destroying the fucking game. It's
When,
stupid as shit.
when they fucking came out and were like, we can grant them a touchdown, I was
Yeah.
like, that seems impossible that you're saying this right now. And the fact that they went, if you intentionally jumping off sides, I'm like, I wanted somebody to be like, all right, ref, would you explain to me how you would stop this? Tell me how you would stop it. And you can't, jumping the snap can't be an explanation. Because that's what they're doing. They're not, it wasn't like they were just standing up slapping. I understand that they were standing up hitting guys on the head. Like, they were trying to jump the snap, and they're like, we could grant them a touchdown. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is after this is him doing a hard count like 7 times.
It was insane.
And then they jump it.
It took like 20 minutes of real life time.
Yeah, they ran that play 15 to 16 times in a row, and it was just like, what are we doing here? Like, what?
It was insane, dude. It was like,
And it's not like they're doing like silent count, snap it, or on one, snap it. He's doing a hard count, trying to get you to jump off sides. And then they're like, if you fucking jump off sides, it's a touchdown. It's how much more unstoppable can you make this fucking play? And that's bullshit. And you've done it for 3 years, and they're still doing it. You got a QB sneak merchant breaking all the QB records because of this fucking stupid ass play. And it's ridiculous. It's destroyed. It was illegal forever, and now it's legal. And that's something nobody's talking about. It was illegal. This is not rugby. It's football.
Hurts is also the most overrated franchise quarterback maybe in the history of the sport.
He sucks. He's literally not good at quarterback.
He's got 2 top 10 receivers that he literally can't get the ball to, and he's got one of the best pure running backs we've ever seen in Barkley. Right? And then he's also like, he's got one of the best O lines that's ever been assembled. He's
literally.
He's got 2 top 10 receivers in their
And to be honest,
he can't get the ball to him. He's not that good. Barkley
can get
a 3rd and 1, and then they can run the tush push. And it's like, uh-oh. Also, don't look now. LSU's up 6-0 on Auburn with 2 dunks. Don't look now. Upset.
What channel's it on? I got ESPN.
And to be honest, dude, like, if he was better than what he is, Dallas Goedert would probably be considered a top 2 or top 3 tight end. His tight end is an absolute badass in Dallas Goedert. And if you look at Jalen Hurts' entire career at Alabama, he had like Calvin Ridley and motherfuckers like that. And then he fucking goes to the NFL and he's had top 10 wide receivers, tight ends, running backs his entire career with the best to top 3 Like a top 3 offensive line his entire
And
career.
mentioned on maybe the best defense in the league this year. Maybe
Yeah.
the best defense in the league this year. So, like, I don't think if this game, if the Chiefs can get this thing into where, like, they have to, like, they go, if they can get up 14, I just don't think Jalen Hurts can throw a team back in a game. I think he can do it. I think he's serviceable enough to where it looks better than it is because they can control the game on the ground. So it's like play action stuff where guys are wide open and you have elite receivers that get elite separation, and he can just throw it to them. I don't think he can read a defense and truly carve somebody up. I don't think he's possible.
No, he can't. And that's like if you look like he's got the best offensive line in the NFL. He's got the weapons that he's got. The like Jalen Hurts. I don't know what to compare him to. Like I've never seen anything like this in sports, where this guy, if you went and asked every team in the NFL would they trade their guy for this guy, you might get 4 teams that would do it. I'm dead serious. Like
You get
I don't.
the bad bucket quarterbacks, they would say yes. Like the Saints would rather
I
Carr.
mean, for his like if you consider Jalen Hurts' contract, the amount of money that he makes per year, you're taking on that, you're doing all that. You go ask all 32 teams in the NFL. You swap your guy for this guy, would you do it? I think you might find 3 that do it.
Mike Kafka would have done it for the Giants. Like, he's gonna go.
But you got to take his contract.
I'm telling you, dude, I mean, here's the deal. The Saints might do it. You think the Saints give a fuck about contracts?
The
They're 80.
Saints can't do it because they got like 80 million in dead money.
They had 40 million in dead money when they took Carr, and somehow they gave him $100 million deal. I don't know how they do it. I also believe this. If I was Mickey Loomis, the Saints GM, I would just go, we're not fixing the cap. What are you gonna do to us?
I
Hey,
feel like
Goodell.
that's what y'all have done.
Hey,
I feel
Goodell.
like that's like what y'all have done.
Me and my dad talk about this. Like, the NFL's not gonna come out and be like, you can't play this year.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's what the Saints have been doing that for
Like, what are they gonna
years.
do? Like, hey, like we're just not gonna fix the money. What are you gonna do about it? You're not gonna make us not play. You're not gonna lose the revenue every Sunday. So,
I'm with that. I'm with that
like,
because
like, what would the NFL do? Honestly, like, we abide by this rule, but it's like if you break it, like, what are they gonna do? Be like, we're gonna tax you. Be like, okay, we're already $80 million in debt. You think $20 million is affecting us mentally? Like,
I agree.
I've thought about
I
this
agree.
for a long time. Like,
I feel like the cap is fake.
it definitely is because you can also just manipulate it and be like, we're gonna extend this guy 12 years, and now we don't have a cap problem with him anymore. It's like, you will in 6 years. Like, well, then we extend him another 12 until he retires.
I'm with you. I agree.
Don't
You
pick.
just keep pushing that back. You just keep
Just do
pushing
it
money
for
back.
everybody's like, you can't only kick the can so far. It's like, how far? I don't know. When does the NFL step in and go, you can't kick this anymore, and go like, you have to solve it now? Be like, okay, well, we
And
don't.
that's the thing. The NFL's got enough problems on its own that it's dealing with. Like they're not really crunching down on the cap. That's a mythical object to stop you from having too much fun.
It's to create parity, which in the cap space world, we're about to have the
The
greatest
first three-peat.
of all
The
time.
first
Any
three-peat.
sports almost. They're about to three-peat and be like a team that just. I mean, Patrick
Dude,
Mahomes
that's the
literally
thing. Like,
not
no
played.
matter what you create, someone's gonna figure it out.
Well, like Mahomes has literally never not played in a conference title.
Never not done it.
Never.
Yeah.
Never not played in one. He's been on the bench for the first year where he wasn't the starter, but since he became the starter, they've played in 7 straight. Which, like, if you listen to NFL guys talk, they're like, they get one and they're like, soak it in. We may never get back to this point. There's guys on that team that'll be like, I don't know, we play for the Super Bowl every year. There are guys getting
every
ready.
year.
There's guys getting ready to negotiate a second contract going, I've never not played in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I've never not been here.
Like, this is their 3rd year. Like, they're going into, like, I got to start looking at my second contract, and I've never not played for a Super Bowl. Like, there's guys on that team that their NFL world is, you play 17 games and you go play for the Super Bowl. Like, that's how this works. Like, it's Madden. Like, these guys are living real life Madden. Like, well, regardless, we're playing for the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. And every year it happens. They're like, oh, Kansas City, they start to have like a few bad games, and people are like, maybe this is the year, and then nope.
Dude,
Here
I
they
also
go.
got buddies that'll come out and be like, I don't think Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. I'm like, dude, he might be the best quarterback to ever play. Let's not be insane here. Like, he's clearly number one. It's clearly Mahomes and then everyone else. Like, it's clear. Like,
Yeah, it's ridiculous to say that because it's like Mahomes has gone to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl multiple times now, where he did not have even anything close to the best roster in the NFL.
no, dude,
Here's,
that's
here's something fun for y'all. How many wins do y'all think Patrick Mahomes had at Texas Tech?
at Texas Tech.
Not a lot, Pete. Like
Hold on, let me think on it.
I'd say 20, 24. Kobe
20,
Bryant, 20.
28 or 29.
13 wins at Tech.
Oh, I guess he only started 2 years then, huh?
13 years. He was 13 and 16 overall. His first year they were 7-6. His second year they were 5-7. And now he's arguably the
Listen,
Yeah,
greatest.
but like one of those
he
moves
was
threw 500 yards.
his average receiver height had to be fucking
But
5'10"
also
and a
remember,
half.
one of the games that
Like they were so bad.
one of the games
They
they
were
lost,
such
he
a
threw
bad
for
team.
800 yards. It was like 750 something yards in a game they lost. He had
Yeah,
like 6 touchdowns and 750 yards, and they
Against
lost.
Mahomes, against Mayfield,
Yeah,
against
yeah.
Oklahoma.
so like, dude, like it was literally Mahomes with a bunch of fucking DoorDash drivers. Like they're just
That was a fact that I didn't realize until Chauncey pointed out. He goes, dude, guess what? I was like, what? He's like, Mahomes only won 13 games at Tech. I was like, what?
Chauncey knows all that kind of
I
shit.
was like,
Which, by the way, hey, I'll ask after. That would be dumb to ask right now.
we got we gotta get a Chauncey stat of the week where he just pulls obscene stats and we post it
dude, he
once.
comes up every week. He sends me some shit, and I'm like, where did
We
like,
gotta get the official Chauncey fact of the day and just once a week.
Did y'all get my Super Bowl party invite?
No.
no,
Y'all didn't get a text message?
no.
No. Was that you that was like RSVP for the Super Bowl? Hold on, no. No, was this your it was a no. Stop talking. Was this I got an email that
Definitely
was like
cut that, by the
RSVP to
way.
Super Bowl and I thought it was some fucking thing trying to hack into my phone, so I deleted it and reported junk.
I did the same thing.
I reported junk because it didn't come from you. It just said RSVP to the Super Bowl. And I was like, yeah, this is somebody trying to steal
That
my
was
information.
me. That was me.
Yeah,
I reported junk. I deleted reported junk. I said, this is somebody trying to steal my credit card.
I did the
Was it
same
from
thing.
Partyful? Partyful?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what this is. I never heard of it. I reported junk. I was like, what do you mean?
No, bro, that
I
was
was like,
me.
the Super Bowl. I was like, yeah, this is somebody trying to get my info.
I did the
No,
exact
we're
same.
having a Super Bowl party.
You could have texted us and been like, hey, I'm sending a Super Bowl
It
invite.
was a text.
The text just said RSVP to the Super Bowl. That's all it
Yeah,
said.
bro.
It doesn't say like the Showtime Super Bowl party. It just says RSVP to the Super Bowl. Like it's a Super Bowl ticket. Like,
Yeah,
Well,
I was
that's
like,
because
did I
I let
sign
a
up for?
girl be
Yeah,
in charge of that. That's what
dude,
happens.
I can't believe that was you because I was like, I didn't even think about it. It popped up and I was like, yeah, because it felt like one of those. Y'all ever get the text that's like, we failed to deliver your UPS package. Please click. And I thought it was the same thing, so I literally just swiped and hit delete. I was like,
yeah,
delete report junk.
yeah. I was like, I thought it was
That's
one of
fucked.
those. I thought it was like one of those. Hey, buy a case of beer and get a chance to win a trip to this and that. I thought it was some shit like that from like Miller Lite or something. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
Delete.
that or like that big dong fella just on the bed, but you know what I'm talking about? Like that guy, like he's just Super Bowl, brother.
Here's a question for you, Buddha. What do you think the Saint? What do you think y'all are gonna do draft wise?
I'll fuck it up. What do you mean? I think we're gonna do fucking botch it, shit down our lane. Take Ashton Genty at 9 when it's arguably the only position on our team that's worth the shit currently. We'll go
We're
Ashton.
taking Ashton Genty at 12.
We're gonna go Ashton Genty, Jalen Milrow in the second round. And it'd just be an absolute shit show of a roster. It'd be like, this is a fucking cluster.
If y'all take Milrow, Cole's gonna raise hell. Cole is over Milrow to all points. So if he goes to the Saints and ends up on his NFL team, Cole's
God,
gonna
Cole,
freak.
Cole deserves that for living in Louisiana and pulling for Alabama. Deserves that, and I'm willing to deal with the misery with him for a couple years. I want it to be like the Mitch Trubisky draft. Give me Milroe so Cole has to sit in it for a couple years, then go get me a good quarterback. Which I don't know, Caleb Williams is good, so maybe not like the Mitch Trubisky. Maybe like more like the Sam Howell. Give me like a Sam Howell. Just be horrible, then go get me a guy like Jaden Daniels that wins.
I think Jaden Daniels is a running back and maybe a receiver away from being a Super Bowl champion when it's all said and done.
They need to bring fucking paper towels and fucking and like bath mats so like they can dry their fucking hands off. So they don't fucking fumble everything. They didn't let them know this is a football game, you know? Like we're not throwing shit on the this isn't a fucking this isn't a rage room. We're not breaking shit all the time. Like quit throwing the ball on the fucking ground, hold on to it. Austin Eckler, dude, like what are you like get out of here. Like I saw a tweet that was like they really brought Brian Robinson to a Saquon Barkley fight. That's what we did. That's what they did.
Oh shit! Yeah, that game. I was waiting for it to happen. Like I was waiting for Jaden Daniels to have one of those moments where he starts taking over the game again. It's like every time, like you said, every time he starts,
It was the fumbles.
He did have those moments. It'd be like
He did.
first down, then like a big time third down throw, and they would just fumble it.
Yeah. No, Jaden Daniels played fine. I've had multiple people bring that up to me. Like Washington just wasn't in. No, it's like you turn the ball over 3-4 times in a game that you know damn well you're going to have to score points in. And then on top of that, you don't get any calls go your way. The no call on the Saquon hold that led to everything. That really ended the game because
the dagger.
reality is like Washington was about to get the ball back down a point or down 2 points going into the half where they could have taken the lead. The hold happened right in front of right next to Jalen Hurts. So the umpire's going to be looking directly at that. Doesn't call it. He tackles a linebacker. And then next thing you know, there's a pass interference on Marshawn Lattimore. And then there's a fumble on the kickoff with Washington after Philly scored. And now it's a 2-possession game going into the half where Philly gets the ball at the half.
Yeah, there was a real world where if they call the holding there, the game goes to halftime with the Commanders up.
The Commanders winning. You change the whole
real
thing.
world. They go in like it's like 19-14. There's like a real.
You change the whole game
because there was no evidence that they could really stop Jaden. There was really no evidence at that point that they could consistently stop him. Like he pretty much the ball when he felt like.
They never did stop him. Like up until when the game was out of hand, and if your count stops at that point, it doesn't matter. Like they never did it. He converted every third down to that point. He converted every fourth down to that point. Every down to go, he converted every single thing that there was at that point of the game. It was about to get the ball back. It's these little moments in playoff games where officiating being as bad as it is, and I don't blame it on anything being rigged or nothing like that, but officiating being bad as it is, that's when it amplifies it. It's so bad, and you don't have full-time employees, and that's the problem. There needs to be officials that were former players, former coaches, whatever it may be, that are full-time paid employees in your multi-billion-dollar organization that is the NFL to be in these moments, because you got regular guys officiating these games in the most critical moments in games that make millions and millions and millions of dollars for this league. You should have guys that are full-time committed to this job to do it.
Yeah.
It's insane. Well, also, like you say, it's not rigged. Like, have you seen the stats on like the Chiefs, like the penalties in playoff games, like that go against the Chiefs versus like against the team they're playing? It's like an egregious number. That's like it's kind of hard to look at and go, yeah, there's nothing.
No, it is.
Like it's such it's like in the 90, like it's like 90% more penalties on teams.
Well, that's what I'm saying though.
It's like enough to where you look at it and go, something's up. And I think the only game in a conference championship game that they didn't get the calls were when they played Brady. Because you remember that
Well,
was a
no, that's
fourth
what
down call.
exactly. That's
That's the only
you
one they
just
didn't have the advantage in, and it's like that kind of feels like it. And I don't like the whole thing of like it's rigged or it's scripted, but like fuck, I mean,
no 100%. You walked into what that's what I was about to say. 7 of the last 10 Super Bowls are Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. So the best quarterback in the world, or the whoever is viewed as the best quarterback in the world, is always going to get favoritism. When you have the guy that makes your sandwich at Jersey Mike's ref in these games, he's always going to give favoritism to who
yeah,
is the proverbial best quarterback
yeah,
in the world. And you got fucking Italian sub sandwich makers ref in these games that know of Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, or whoever is the guy at the time, and they're repping these games, and they give these guys that level of favoritism. And that's what happens in this game all the time. And there's always somebody getting a better, like, the benefit of the doubt. And if you go look at the last 20 Super Bowls, you can't argue that. Whoever's the popular guy at the time gets the favoritism. Because you're not hiring real guys. There should be a process to this. Like, to be in a ref at this level, there should be a process. Either there should be an experience level that has to be met, and then there has to be consistent training on the job to how you're calling these calls consistently, whether it's roughing the passer, pass interference, or anything else. It has to stay consistent, and it has to be called by guys that universally can be respected on the call.
Yeah. So the NFL, or the referee guidelines, they're supposed to start off in, I guess, high school. Once they coach so many state playoffs, state championships, then they can get called up to the smaller college leagues. You got to call a certain amount of numbers in the smaller levels, and then you kind of just move up from there. But like you said, no referee is a full time referee. It's all part time stuff. But you got to work your way up from the bottom all the way up. But still, at the end of the day, like you said, you sometimes you got fans that are actual referees. Like it happens in college games. So you'll hear, oh yeah, he used to go to this school and he's reffing this game now. So that probably shouldn't happen. But they're referees based off of their region or where they live. So it's kind of it's
I
weird.
vividly remember LSU had a game against Alabama. I want to say like in I don't remember what year, but like it came out like right after that. The guy went to some school, but like he was like it was very known that he grew up a diehard Alabama fan. It's like how's this guy
Well,
allowed to
I my best friend's stepdad was a ref and used to do the chains in colleges and stuff like that. He went to Texas Tech, and everybody that did the chains and stuff with him, and it was by the Big 12 conference. He was hired by the Big 12 conference. Everybody that he worked with were massive Longhorns fans, and this was 04 to 2013.
That's
You
the
know
thing.
what I mean? And I'm a
Imagine you call
Longhorns
a
guy,
Texas
but
game.
whatever.
Imagine you refing a Texas game. You may even go into it going, I'm going non-biased, but like at some point, like you literally can't control it. At some point, you're gonna have favoritism. It's a fucked up situation. The NFL is a joke, though. The fact
And
that they
favoritism's
that
one
much money,
thing, and hate is another thing. Like, you're more prone to that team that you just despise and hate. You're more prone to fuck them than you are to help your team that you favor, I feel like. And
Yeah,
that comes into play.
yeah, I mean, that's 100% the truth right there as well. Let's get into some college basketball since the LSU game is on right now. Um, LSU's what 12-7 for the
horrible,
year.
horrible.
Texas isn't doing too hot either. They're actually, as of the latest breakdown, they're on the one of the last four in to make it if it was called currently. But they still got some big games that they got to win to stay
We
where
got
they're.
Ole Miss, Chris Beard tonight.
Yep, Ole Miss and Chris Beard tonight. The SEC, remember, shit, the Big 12 used to be the basketball conference. The SEC currently has, if we were going into March Madness right now, it has 13 teams that would be in.
I always thought it was interesting. So, like, the Big 12 was pretty consensusly known as the best conference. But I remember, like, 2 years ago, I said that to somebody, and they were like, yeah, but then check this stat out. And, like, the SEC has the most NBA players, and it's by a big margin, and it has been for a while. Which is always like, because like to me, it was always the Big 12 was clearly the best conference. Now it's not. Now I think the SEC has taken that throne when you've got like Tennessee, Auburn, Alabama, like are all top 10 teams, and then you got like teams like Florida and like Kentucky's always going to be in the mix, and then you bring schools like Texas and Oklahoma who are like flirt with top 25 teams every year. Like, and then A&M's got the coach that wears the fucking three-piece suit like a fucking
Yeah, Buzz Williams, dude,
dude.
what a tchotchke.
Dude, I hate that. Like, why are you out here looking like you work at a bar called like the Drunk Alchemist? Like, coach
That
basketball, dude. Like, stop making me craft cocktails. But it fits A&M. You know, it fits the Goobers.
Yeah.
no, it's the most fitting thing ever. It's the most that Buzz Williams. His name is Buzz, and he wears a three-piece suit to
Dude,
the games. That's the most A&M coach thing to do of all time. You try harder, you tchotchke.
LSU, LSU doesn't have a quad one win this year. They're the only team in the SEC without one.
But also, like the Big 12 thing, it's like traditional basketball schools that were like you had Kansas over there, and then Baylor was winning a lot of games and championships at the time. It was a matter of like NIL wise, everything is going to trend towards the SEC. Like that's not a for this podcast thing. That's not for to represent my university thing. Like in the modern era of college sports, the SEC is going to dominate everything that it wants to dominate. The major sports, baseball already dominated, football already dominated, basketball is a major sport. So it's going to be hard to compete with the Tennessees, the Kentuckys, the A&Ms, the Texas, like LSU's of the world.
It dominates what? Football, baseball for sure. It dominates gymnastics without a question. It dominates women's basketball. Basketball looks like it's taking its throne. It now adding Oklahoma to the mix. It's going to dominate softball because you're going to have the best softball programs in the country in the SEC. I mean, it dominates pretty much everything except I don't know about soccer, but I don't keep up with I don't know or swimming. I guess now swimming. I guess Texas is the best.
Texas is
Guess
yeah. They
golf.
wouldn't win it.
I guess they got golf too. I know Texas has a great golf program. I know LSU has a good golf one, and I know Alabama has a great golf program. So I mean, they pretty much like Shawnee's right. They're going to dominate every sport for the most part.
Yeah, anyone that they want to dominate,
except hockey.
Like
obviously, won't dominate hockey.
Yeah, Big Ten can have hockey.
Yeah, whatever.
Texas did beat A&M in hockey over the weekend, though.
Yeah, we saw.
We all note that.
Everybody was watching the Texas A&M Texas hockey game.
Absolutely. It's not even crazy. Neither one of their programs are like actual.
Are they club?
Yeah, they're club. They were club level. They're club level.
I was like, a club team. I know that.
Has to be club.
I was dying laughing. I was like, "Wow, okay, that is what it is." But we do have college baseball here on the horizon as well, so I know we're all looking forward to that as well. It's going to be popping off soon. We got to deal with A&M being ranked number one for a while, which is not going to be fun because you're going to hear them rant and rave about it until they lose that top spot.
Didn't they lose? Haven't they been playing bad in like the fall?
Fall's weird with baseball.
Yeah,
it's weird. Judging the fall is kind of like judging a spring game in baseball. Like in baseball is also a weird sport where like you won't really know who the best team is until conference play kicks. Not kick, conference play, like the first pitch of conference play. Because like you're gonna have teams that look great. And baseball is also a weird sport where like Texas, LSU, A&M, they'll all lose a game, or they might even lose a series to a team where you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How do we lose a series to UL Monroe? But like, it's weird like that, especially because like there's so much experimenting in the sport. So like, they'll flip the pitching staff, like the rotation around. They'll be like, I think this guy's our shortstop, but I want to play him at second in case somebody gets hurt. So I'm going to give him the weekend here. I'm going to give this freshman the weekend to have he's going to start every game, and then he may never play again. But I want to see what he looks like every game set. It's a very weird deal. A&M's really good. They got the best prospect I've seen in a long time, maybe better than Dylan Cruz as a position player. I can't
What's
think,
his name?
it's the big first baseman. I can't think of his name. Fuck. It's like Jacob something.
Let me see if I
Again,
can.
All right.
but he's one of the best prospects I've seen as a lefty hitter. I mean, he's incredible. But like, I mean, LSU is going to be really good. Texas is going to be really good. I don't know what Texas is. I don't know a lot about Texas this year. I'll find out soon. I know last year that their bugaboo was kind of starting pitching. They didn't have consistent dominant.
Yeah, they haven't. They haven't fucking hit the ball since 2009.
So like that'll be I mean like LSU will be good. They should be good on the mound. LSU always can hit it, and then Texas can always swing it a little bit. I think there is if they can figure out what consistent because they had what's his name last year, black kid 52.
Oh,
He had the great regional back end of his freshman year. Last year he came out as the ace, and then he kind of
yeah.
it didn't really turn out to be. He wasn't.
I can't think of his name now, and it's going to drive me
Yeah, he
nuts.
wasn't dominant. Which again, like baseball's weird. Like dudes show up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like Paul Skeens was like 88 to 92, and then he got to LSU and he was 98 to 103, and he became the best pitcher on the planet.
Is it the freshman you're talking about, Smith?
Who for A&M?
Yeah, no. I thought you said LSU. I thought you said A&M's freshman.
The first A&M's first baseman is going to be an overall pick more than likely. I mean, he's a legitimate he's a legit prospect.
I thought you said LSU. I'm over here looking up LSU's.
No, LSU's got some good freshmen. LSU brought in a really good recruiting class. I want to say that baseball's a weird.
They had the number one recruiting class for baseball.
What?
They had the number one recruiting class for baseball.
Yeah, but I don't even count that. Baseball's a weird one. There's no real recruiting rankings. Like Perfect Game does it, but other than that, it's not like football. It's kind of like looking at recruiting rankings for football in like the 90s, where it's like this is like a list, but like nobody has eyes on all these guys. This is just like LSU got a lot of the guys that were draft prospects and like they didn't go in the draft. So like they
that's great.
Got Perfect Game knew the names.
Yeah. No, that's a good example. That's a good analogy. Because that's the way I look at it. I didn't know that was the case, but like when I look at baseball stuff, it's so differentiating that it's like this is all crap.
And again, baseball is also a sport kind of like basketball maybe in a sense, but not even really. Baseball is a sport that like you might have a guy that ends up becoming an All-American that like was bad coming out of high school. Because like guys like grow and then all of a sudden they throw way harder or like they physically get more gifted and then all of a sudden it's like, which that doesn't happen in football. Like nobody leaves high school as like a 5'8" guy and then by the time they're a senior is like a first round pick and is 6'2" and all of a sudden a dominant force. Where in baseball, like guys can show up at like 6 foot, throw 84 miles an hour and then be like, oh, I throw 96 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call that steroids.
Weird though. Like it's very odd. Like I don't know why baseball like people like they just develop way later usually in the sport.
Well, but
Ivan Melendez.
But it might be it might be that Sammy Sosa I'm talking about.
Oh, let's make the steroids legal.
It should be legal, 100%.
Legal. Let's just do it.
Baseball's better with steroids. That's a fact.
LSU's tight end in the game.
Trades?
Yeah.
Trades greens to shit. That's all natural, brother.
Dude, he played like 4 minutes earlier in the game, and he got the ball 4 times, and he shot 4 threes and airballed all 4. After the first 3 airballed, they passed it back to him. Just went straight up with another one, and I guarantee he just game again.
No, look, shooters shoot, dude.
Except he's a forward, like he's not a shooter. But here's the deal: I get it. It's like I'm going to go the NFL draft pick as a tight end at some point. They'll let me play basketball in the SEC. I'm putting up.
Yeah. I'm gonna let him fly.
I want to when I get drafted. I want Mel Kiper to be like, this guy scored 200 points in SEC basketball.
Yeah.
like that's all. Like I'm just trying to fill the stat sheet with some numbers here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
fuck Mel Kiper though. But yeah,
work.
Yeah, it looks like Auburn's about to start running away with it.
Yeah, man. lose by 75 when this thing's done.
Yeah, Pete, just clip this motherfucker up. Just clip it up, and we got TikToks for a week.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with y'all. We'll see y'all Friday on the live, and then we'll see y'all next week with what other session we got for y'all. Y'all have a good one as always. Hook 'em.
First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. Y'all better listen up. This sports talk talking tough. So if you got a cup, go on and raise it up. I'll raise one with you as we talk about the sports. It's raining stats and rumors. Let us give you the report. This is First 12 ounces. First 12 ounces, yeah. First 12 ounces.